All right, people. Happy Saturday morning. It's that time again. Seahawks got a game in about 28 hours. This is kind of a big one. These divisional games, they count for a little bit more. And this one maybe counts for even more on top of that. Because if you can find a way to go into Arizona, beat the Cardinals, sweep them, push them to 3 and 6, they're kind of out of it. They're basically out of it at that point, especially given the fact that you will now own the tiebreaker and be 3 games ahead of them. So basically 4 games in front. So this is an opportunity to basically put them away at least for the division. And while the NFC is a little bit weak, you're probably going to at least need a winning record to make a wild card spot if you're Arizona. So you've at least given them a lot of catching up to do. So a lot on the line here. If Arizona wins, then of course the opposite is true. They come to life a little bit. You have now a flat 1 game lead in the division with all these games left to play. A lot rides on this one here. And while the Cardinals are probably not the team we're most concerned about in the division anyway, burying one of these teams will be good. And you got to remember, if they find a way to win this game, as much as they haven't really looked that good at during large portions of this season, they're only going to be 4 and 5. They're going to be, like I said, about a game back in the division, and that slow start may end up counting for very little. So, because of everything I just said, with all the stuff going into this game, looking at the Cardinals, their GM just got money, coach just got money, quarterback just got money. The Cardinals, the franchise has invested heavily into this core of guys as being the guys who are going to lead them to greatness. And if they go out there in their first season post-extension and just fall flat on their face to where they're at the bottom of their division and they're not even sniffing the playoffs and their season's over before they get to December, basically, I mean, I don't know if anyone's going to get fired. I'm going to continue to say that money talks, and the Bidwells will not be excited to fire coaches and GMs who have a ton of money left on their contracts. But it's certainly a terrible look for what is supposed to be the dominant, a dominant front of GM, coach, quarterback. You paid them like they were. You paid them like they were the best trio in the league, or one of the best. So not only do you have a lot going on in the standings here, you might even have the opportunity to really rock the boat in Arizona. Because it seems like the people involved there don't like each other all that much, and you could really exacerbate that this week. Just something to keep in mind. But the game itself, this Seahawks defense that has played so well lately, starting with the game against the Cardinals, it's going to be a little different this time. They're going to have DeAndre Hopkins. They're not going to have Hollywood. They are going to have Robbie Anderson. They might have James Conner. They might have DJ Humphries. So, as of right now, we don't 100% know what we're even dealing with here. But it's probably a little bit better, a little more dangerous. But the general idea is still the same. This is an offense that wants to throw a lot of short passes. They want to keep things close to the line of scrimmage, getting the ball out fast. Modified West Coast. It's a little different now. They can take more deep shots than they could when we played them the first time. But, excuse me, and D-Hop is a intermediate threat. So you're going to be looking to push him the ball past the sticks on most plays. But it's still very similar. Same quarterback. Same extremely beat-up offensive line. The interior of their offensive line is a mess. They're missing Rodney Hudson, and they're missing Justin Pugh. I think they're down to like a third stringer at guard. Somebody in the comments told me that Garcia was actually their backup guard, and now their third string guard is out there. Their backup center is getting abused routinely by smart defenses. And if they don't have DJ Humphries, then that kind of cancels out us not having Darrell Taylor, right? They lose their blindside protector of Kyler Murray. We lose our best pass. We lose our second best pass rusher. That's kind of makes up for it. So it is an offense that does pose a little bit more of a threat down the field with Robbie Anderson and now DeAndre Hopkins, but really it's more of the same. And that's why I have confidence that we're going to be able to find a way to stop it, because we've done a pretty good job stopping it lately. And nothing with this personnel tells me they won't be able to continue to do that. Um, Pinch up on those zones, play them tight, make them try to beat you deep. Live with it if it happens, because they don't do a lot of it. They do a lot of just stuff around the line of scrimmage. They're going to unveil some new things with the return of D-Hop and the addition of Robbie Anderson, but it's still an offense that primarily does that, and I don't see how they're going to be able to run the ball traditionally with that set of interior offensive linemen and James Conner either not playing or playing hobbled. We've already seen that Eno Benjamin, not particularly good. So the main fear that I have playing this Cardinals team is Kyler Murray taking off. So if the Cardinals put up a good game on our defense, that's probably why. I would at least assume that a big part of it is why Kyler was able to use his legs effectively to keep drives alive and change the flow of the game in a spot where it looked like it was starting to go our way. So I said this the last time we played the Cardinals. I'll say it again. These are the moments why you draft Jordan Brooks. You draft Jordan Brooks to contain Kyler, to let him not run around the field on you and elude your defenders and outrun everybody to the corner for first downs and stuff. Big reason why you got Jordan Brooks was because you realized you were going to have to deal with Kyler Murray for a little while, and you wanted a linebacker who could keep up with him. You wanted a linebacker who, in college, played contain against Kyler Murray when they were at Oklahoma and Texas Tech. So this is another big game for Jordan Brooks. Obviously, he's a good player, but a limited player. I think we all know where we are with him right now. He belongs on a football field. He's a capable starter, but he's not a superstar of any kind. This is the kind of moment where you can start to assert yourself as being valuable. Of maybe not being a superstar, but maybe you're in that star area, where as a linebacker you have limitations, but you provide value for your specific team twice a year in these matchups, more so than most any other game. So big game for him. If I don't know what's going on with Trey Brown right now, but I will say this: Arizona is a team that is going to test you with their offensive wide receiver depth. They might play a lot of 4 receiver sets. They're going to put a lot of different guys out there on the field. This would be a great game for Trey Brown to make himself available. I guess we'll find out later today. I'm hoping that he can go, though. Obviously, we're getting good play from corners, but you might need that fourth corner in this game. So if somebody gets hurt, that puts you in a terrible situation. You've cut Sidney Jones. Maybe Artie Burns can play, but at this point, how rusty is he going to be? So I'm hoping Trey Brown can play, can be activated. And when you look at the receivers that Cardinals team is bringing now, even without Hollywood, you've got D-Hop, you've got Moore, you've got Robbie Anderson, you've got A.J. Green. They can test you. They can test you. I know those guys aren't superstars or anything, but they're all guys who belong on a football field and can athletically make life hard for you. So I'm glad we have some cornerback depth going into this game. Maybe with the benefit of looking at this matchup in hindsight, I would have said maybe we should have kept Sidney Jones another week just in case. But we have the guys to handle this. We have the guys to do it. I'm feeling like, even though we're going to get the best punch from the Cardinals and they're going to put up some points, I think the defense mostly holds firm. And as for the Cardinals on defense, they about all they really have going for them in the big positive category is their ability to blitz. They're really good as a blitzing defense. That was the reason why Geno didn't go off on them the last time we played. He was getting blitzed so much that we had trouble picking up those blitzes, and you get what you get when you can't pick up the blitz. You get a lot of sacks on third down. You get a lot of second and long, third and long, and you get punts. So this game is going to be all about Geno's ability to read the blitz, get the blitz pack, get the blocking right pre-snap, and then executing post-snap. If you can do that, I look at this Cardinals team and I go, Watt's good. They got another guy on that defensive line who I like, Allen, the Boston College guy. He's good. But other than the ability to blitz effectively, they're one of the more blitz effective teams in the league, I think. There's not a whole lot to say. Buda Baker is good, but he's going to be playing hobbled. Honestly, he probably shouldn't play. I think he probably will try to play, but it might not go well. So if you're looking at that defense, looking for the studs, Buda Baker playing hobbled. Isaiah Simmons is on his way to, I don't want to say busting, but being a pretty big disappointment for a guy you took in the top 10. Watt is not a superstar anymore. Not even close, not at this point. Zaven Collins has been a bit of a first-round disappointment, I think. They don't have much at corner. That's one thing that I really hope we're going to be able to attack in this game. And there's just not a whole lot to say about this Cardinals defense. If you can hold up against their pass rush, you can smoke them. Their cornerback play this year has mostly been weak. Marco Wilson and Byron Murphy Jr. not playing particularly well. They're getting, like I said, the defensive line is okay. Watt and Zach Allen. Other than that, it's not a defense that's really been impressing so far this year. They've gotten smoked a few times now. And to me, if you can pick up that blitz, everything else will take care of itself. You should be able to run on the Cardinals. They don't have very good linebacker play right now. Like I said, both those guys they have in the middle, Isaiah Simmons, Zaven Collins, they're okay. Not that impressed with either. And our receivers against their cornerbacks should be a huge mismatch. And we all know how the Cardinals defend tight ends. They basically don't. They leave them open and hope it works out. So a Seahawks team like this that utilizes their tight ends very well, this should be a great opportunity. And if nothing else can carry us over the hump, then our ability to hit a lot of plays to our tight ends should be enough. So big game for those guys, I think. And yeah, there's just going to be a lot of weaknesses to exploit if we're able to stop that blitz. So, look, I know Austin Blythe is playing with a little bit of an injury, but he sounds like he's good to go. He's fine. So, where this game ultimately gets decided for me on that side of the ball would just be the interior offensive line. You've got your guys. I believe Phil Haynes is good to go. Gabe Jackson's good to go. And Damian Lewis is healthy. And, like I said, Blythe. So, you have to be able to pick up that stuff on the interior, keep Geno clean. And we're getting pretty good tackle play pretty reliably from week to week. I know that, so I have some faith in that. I have some belief that that's going to work out fine. But I just need to see this interior offensive line play a consistently good game. And I don't know what they do to us. I don't know how they stop these receivers. I know they're playing injured. That is something to monitor. Metcalf and Lockett are not 100%. And Arizona did kind of push them out of the game plan last time with all their pressure. So that's a little bit of a concern. Not having Goodwin is unfortunate. I'm going to say this. This is a great opportunity for Eskridge and Fant. Eskridge is going to get more playing time if those guys can't play as much and Goodwin can't play, which we already know he can't. And it's going to be probably 25 plus snaps for him. If he can do something positive with those snaps, it's going to push him in the right direction, which he needs. And this Cardinals team is bad at defending tight ends traditionally. I think they're still the worst in the league at it. So, Fant, you're supposed to be the big-time playmaker in this tight end group. Right now, you're getting outpaced by almost two teammates at the position. So this is an opportunity for you to actually go off a little bit, have one of those 8-catch games that 100 yards, 2 touchdowns or something. The opportunity should be there, especially if they keep coming with that blitz and Geno's looking to get rid of the ball quickly. They have their kicker back, so they're not going to have to go for it on every 4th down, obviously. So that's going to change this game a little bit. And just in general, even though I like the matchup, even though I think we're going to win, I think it's going to be something like, I don't know. I kind of today felt 31-21, maybe 34-24. I'm aware we're getting their best punch, so I'm going to go 31-20. I'm going to say 31. I'm going to say 31-24. We're going to be 6-3, winning record on the road, and we're going to have the Cardinals basically buried, and we're going to be feeling great about ourselves. I don't buy it's a trap game. This team is not good enough to have trap games. I do believe we're getting the Cardinals' best punch, but I say we find a way to withstand it and exploit their weaknesses. All right, see you guys later. Go Hawks. You'll see me in stream all day on Twitch playing Valhalla probably. Hope to see you there.